First miss for the Huskers, rebounded by McKenna Warnock, one of the best rebounders in the Big Ten Conference. 9.5 rebounds per game for Warnock. Lisa Bluter was telling us earlier, it's one of their unsung heroes, even though she's averaging nearly a double-double with Caitlin Clark doing things like that.
And help them win games.
17-16, Nebraska with the 1-point lead. Been bit at times this year as 3 falls, injury that kept her out for 4 games. We were talking with head coach Amy Williams earlier today, delighted to have her back for her presence as much as anything else.
A leader on this team, a captain on this team as a sophomore, and somebody that just brings, again, more than one thing to the table. Yes, her ability to score has stepped up, but it's also her ability to communicate and be there for the team.
Caitlin Clark, this is a different play than the shot we saw just a moment ago, but the same result.
Comes off in rhythm, feet are set, shoulders squared up to the basket. It's a layup for Caitlin Clark. She does a great job reading the defense, understands how much time, her floor awareness is what makes her such a
more. It's actually Scoggin with some fancy footwork on the perimeter to get free for the easy 2. To the other end quickly, it's Clark in transition using the winner. Five to shoot, Clark to work. Deep 3 for Clark. And that one rolls home. What a quarter for Clark. She's got 13 first quarter points, and Iowa takes a 6-point lead. Concerned about was that rebounding of Iowa, the size that the Hawkeyes have up front right now. Iowa with the edge on the glass, 15-9 rebounding, 9 of those defensive, but that means 6 offensive rebounds for Iowa.
Ends up with the moving screen, but it's all about when you get called for a moving screen, most of the time that's on the ball handler. You have to set up your teammate, and Caitlin Clark just can't miss. Ivey's one of the best finishers in the Big Ten as well. It's one thing to get to the basket, but how can you finish? Is it going to be a soft touch off the backboard? She has great body awareness and that ability to finish.
Clark, fade away from the elbow.
Exactly how you want to play defense. You see Scoggin lining it up, but on a fast break, the way that Ivey just got on her hip to make Tylo uncomfortable. That's how you play defense in a breakaway situation.
Gathered defensively here as Clark directs some traffic. Turned down the pass, turns into the paint, and the scoop is there for Caitlin Clark. Her 10th board, a double-double, 27 points, 10 rebounds, her 6th double-double of the year. She's 3 assists away from a triple-double. Is there enough time to get those 3? Clark will launch from deep. Who needs an assist when you can get out of the game? As Ivey drives right inside. Goodman off the miss, gets a rebound. Big miss by Ivey. Here's Clark. Been quiet over the last 4 minutes.
This is the right decision. Iowa wants to run some time off that clock, run through the defense, get a high percentage shot.
The pace plan has almost switched sides here. Nebraska wants to play with pace, and Iowa wants to grind this thing out. Clark, deep 3. Oh, a dagger!
And she had a conversation, and her senior guard told her that she has decided to opt out for the rest of the season.
Spot up on the three-point line and really make you pay.
That was Gabby Marshall who hit the 3, and then just as quickly, Indiana gets another bucket by Grace Berger. Using this program, and in fact, Indiana was picked by some as the Big Ten favorite this year to win the regular season. Outside shot off the mark by Clark, but another offensive board.
As we talked to Terry Morin yesterday, you would think her team was not in great shape. She's one of those dialed-in competitive coaches, you know. She's talking about everything they need to fix, but they're doing a lot of things on pause. Everyone is waiting for the Wolverines to get back in action, especially after the 50-point performance from Naz Hillman, who has had an incredible season. My front runner for Big Ten Player of the Year, but Clark may want to have a say in that.
Absolutely. Talked about the kid from Maine making the nice play, but the possession arrow keeps it with the Hawkeyes. Long three that goes in. Coach Bueckers said this is the kind of player that you would love to have on your team, but if she was on the other side, you would not be so happy. She just is so competitive.
Against the zone, Indiana is trying to get Patberg in that high post area. Big night in women's college basketball. We know that there will be a new #1 come Monday as Louisville lost to NC State last week, so the #1 team goes down yet again this season. I think the Wolfpack will claim that #1 spot.
Backing up and putting it in.
Beautiful move by Holmes. Both of her parents coached high school basketball when she was growing up. She said the one thing she did in the gym all the time, worked on her left hand, and you could see it in that move, the little lefty finish, very comfy.
The run is now 12-0 Indiana. And finally, .com to learn more about fine folks like Vivian Stringer. Iowa just 43 points. Again, they average over 88 points, second only to Maryland in the Big Ten. And boy, this Indiana defense has only allowed 70 points to opponents 3 times this year, and Iowa right now is really struggling on offense.
Yeah, just impressed with what Indiana has done in all their defensive schemes, really not giving Iowa any space or opportunity except for their respect for Iowa, and even said that, you know, she's not sure if they should be ranked. And so she came in, and I think even in that moment, understanding, you know, that this is a big game because Iowa's a very good team, but they've shown some of their youth.
To lead the country coming into this game, Lisa, she scored 4 points already and made both of her shots to start this one.
Well, Bluter and Iowa are going to make Ohio State try to shut that down with Monica Sinano. It's going to be hard to shut through a really tough schedule in the last 4 games, playing 4 straight ranked opponents. They came out with a 3-1 overall record.
You can see that press right there, the 1-2-1-1 by Ohio State. Monica Sinano told us earlier that sped them up in the first meeting. They played too slow going through that.
That's including starting about almost 40 games up until that point. She returned against Indiana back on January 28th.
And it's taken her some time just to get her conditioning back and also just to get her left shoulder moving the way that she wants it to move. So she's still making that adjustment.
It's a hesitation move there for Clark, and she finishes it off with the right hand. Taiwo getting some time in the place of Kate Martin, who also has 2 personals on the Iowa side. Sinano and Martin, the 2 starters for Iowa, in a little bit of foul trouble here towards the end of the first half. Civilian getting some time as well on the perimeter. And nowhere for Caitlin Clark to go, or is there? She turned the corner and found something out of nothing. We'll see if Sinano maybe gets a touch here in the half court.
Well, they're shading her way defensively. You saw Braxton Miller right there helping Patty. Patty was kind of sitting on that high side, and Braxton Miller was just hedging and shadowing that area.
Here's Clark, who's got an open 3 look, and she drills it.
Straight shots in her last game, and that is a Big Ten record. She was 17 of 19 for the game, but she said she was surprised when she missed that.
She checks out. Logan Cook checks in here for Iowa. And it's something about the first few minutes. I mean, she picked up a quick foul at the beginning, the first few seconds of the third quarter. Does it again here to start the fourth quarter. Caitlin Clark, Iowa's going to...
It's all hustle and heart. The last couple of plays by Dorka Juhas for Ohio State. Playing the game the way it's supposed to be played with a ton of passion and fire.
Last 2 years, she's led Ohio State in scoring and rebounding, but this is the first year that she's averaged a double-double as Clark gets the quick bucket. And outside outside of Logan Cook, you've got 4 players who can shoot the 3 here for Iowa, and Clark goes for it and makes it. 14